Let's get it. Get it. So, hey guys, how's it going? We're back for another episode, and today we just started talking this morning, and we were just talking about things that really bother us a little bit, with algorithms and targeted marketing, and people trying to sell you stuff online. How to be a better painter, how to do this, how to do that, how to make $1 million in art. And we just started chit chatting about that. So we're just going to kind of continue the flow on that, and we're just going to talk about things that I was just saying. I just looked at a brush cleaning thing instantly. I clicked onto it just out of curiosity, and then all of a sudden now my feed is just full of these brush cleaners. So I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
it is pretty annoying, So, guys, what kind of stuff do you find has been popping up in your feed, and do you kind of steer away from that stuff? Do you have like a fake email address to sign up for stuff like I do, or how do you handle that kind of stuff? And does it annoy you, or does it is it like
It's
is it
very
good?
annoying. It's very annoying because you're just trying to look at something like if you're on Facebook, you just want to see what your friends are doing. You don't want to see all these ads for this class where you can make $1 million just like
Mhm.
me doing surface design or painting or whatever. And it's like, it's just gross. I don't want to see that. And it gives you an icky feeling like, why am I being marketed to? And I know that social media, we are the product. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like we use it knowing that that's going to happen. But at the same time, it's just like, oh, come on. Like, you got to learn to paint or
Yeah,
do
but
your job yourself. Take a class, but don't fall for the big bucks classes that promise you everything, but it won't give you really anything that's valuable in the real world, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I actually taken a few online marketing classes,
Okay.
and the thing that I found out about that, I mean, it was the real person was really one on one like you and I were, but I was like, oh, this is an ordeal because not only do I had to pay him, you had to start paying for the ads, but it was just all experimental. And I'm thinking I was doing that on my own already. So
Yeah.
now here I am paying him a couple hundred or whether a couple thousand.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, it's going to take a minute. And I'm like, well, I don't really have that kind of money for that. So I wound up canceling and just stopping. But for one, the things he was telling me I already knew.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, I said, I don't need a coach for that.
Yeah.
All right.
And you got to think to yourself, what are his credentials, right?
Yeah.
Has he done this? Has he made
Well,
this and done it and is showing people how to do it? Because there's always gatekeeping that goes on with that kind of stuff, and the
that that's
gatekeeping usually means, you
that's
know,
what I found out, Dave. Was like we are saying, he was actually in the field and doing all these things, but what I found out what the people like him got hip to is what Cynthia was saying. You can be the person on top chain, explaining to everybody, and you getting all the money up top.
Mhm.
And maybe a student or two may learn something, maybe a student or two may drop off, but you're still getting them students that's constantly coming to you to learn.
yeah,
And you could be that person that have done everything that you said you did, but the money is in getting the people that's interested,
yeah,
and that's the game that's going on now. So it's a lot going on here, and my thing is just be. It's like you got to go back to the basics and just go back into the world and stop trying to worry about online. Because I had so many people that's they talking about, oh, I found this new way, I found this new way, and it's like now you're getting lost. You know
mhm,
what I mean? Now it's like you're running down that hole where you're just constantly trying to find a new way, and you're not even doing what you first started doing was your work. You're not even doing that anymore.
yeah.
You just keep trying to find a way to get the $1 million.
Yeah, yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, there's no shortcut really, right? It's it's
Right.
it's like it's funny because remember when we were when we were at the Kruger event,
Yeah.
and we saw that painting happen. I was a huge fan of Kruger beforehand, and he puts us in for this workshop where we're watching, we're learning, and it's an
Right.
experience to be there and to have the other people around you. He wasn't selling anything other than come and watch me paint, which is
He was honest,
yeah, it was good.
straightforward.
It was very pure, and it's a great experience, and I loved it, and I love
Yeah.
Kruger. But what? me and Patty were talking, and I thought, well, his work is so next level. You know, it's like he's going to show us how to get to this point, or he's going to paint.
Everybody thought that.
Yeah, and then he's going to have this briefcase that opens up with this like $1 million brush that makes
Let
them.
me tell you this.
But there was no $1 million brush at the end of it, right? I was like, oh my God, how did it? But and we just saw this thing materialize in front of our eyes, and it was just pure talent, dedication, detail to craft, just mad respect for Kruger. But
Hey, you know what I learned from that?
yeah,
I learned that everybody isn't a teacher.
right,
You understand? Because when we were sitting there, another student, we were saying he's looked to he's was looking straight forward, and we were sitting next to each other, and he said, "Never again." And I said, "Yeah, I know." And he looked. He said, "What?" Because I understood what he was saying.
right,
He said what you said. He said, like, I thought this was going to be a class where he's going to explain you mix this, you mix that,
right.
apply it like this. I said, no, he's good, but he's not a teacher. He explained that to us from Jump Street. So if he hadn't said that, I would have been upset. But once he said that, I understood the assignment, I understood what we were going to get from him.
Yeah, exactly.
And it took nothing away from what he was doing at all.
Absolutely not.
I would like I was buying all of those stuff, the $90 book, the this, that, because I understood, man, where sometimes people like us artists, we do learn by visually just observing somebody.
Yeah, totally. And there's so much merit to that, especially watching someone like Kruger. The guy's a master. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's like going back in time and watching a true master paint. And I think just for me being in that room with him and watching it happen, it made me realize it's possible. It's possible. It's just dedication to your craft, right? So, I mean, as far as someone selling a kit on, hey, this is how to do this, and what these artists and that teach that will try and sell you is, oh, you got to buy this and you got to add this and you got to post 50 times a day, and it's just a load of crap, right? It's
a
just
lot of stuff.
It's
a lot of stuff. And,
I think a lot of it in our business of posting and stuff is luck. You
don't know. Yeah.
I mean, right? It's like
that I want you to look at, you get crickets. And then it's something I post, I got 500,000 views on something. I said, what the heck is going on?
Yeah,
and it took a long time for it to go back down to neutral. But what I found out was nobody was really going to the site to purchase anything. Whatever happened with the algorithm, it was just a good it was what that was, but it's nothing like being out in the public. And I know your website and things do work. Like I get hits on my website. It's not as often as I want because now we're playing a new game. So these SEU people are trying to get you to sign up for them so they can get your site to the top Google search engine.
Yeah.
And I know that's the thing, but that's a lot of, it's money in it. So what I always say is like, you need to get a budget together just for that kind of thing. Yeah. It's just like investing. It's like you don't invest anything if you can't afford to lose anything.
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate. Yeah. You got to spend money to make money, unfortunately. And I know it sounds unfair for an artist. Oh, I've got to spend money to make money, but it's the same as any business.
Anything. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That's where social media got everybody jacked up because you stop thinking like a human. You're like, oh, it's free, but it's no free. You know what I mean? It's no free. The only thing is free is you to look and do the goofy stuff that you do. But when it's time to get serious, you're going to have to spend a little change and strategize. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is.
Yeah. Synth, do you work in a marketing budget for your business? Like
I don't. I don't think there's much value for me doing that. I once did Facebook ads and I got nothing back. So I just post on Instagram and post on my website or on Substack when I have things that I need to post. And just go from there because it's not really worth it. And it's like you've said before, like once you pay into the system, they'll give you the little dopamine hit and then they'll pull it back until you invest some more money. And so it's kind of like a never ending cycle of throwing money at nothing, really.
Yeah, true.
You have to be very intentional because when I did my Indiegogo, I found out about some of these marketing things by accident because they reach out to you. And the way I was doing it before they reached out, I was getting little to no traffic. But once I reached out to them, I wound up making my goal. And it was a few dollars you had to pay, but it was worth it. And so I understand it does work, but you have to be very intentional on what it is you're doing. And most of us, we don't really know. Like Cynthia said, if it's not ideal for you to do it, you're absolutely right not to.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, but sometimes it's like you don't know until you try, right? So
yeah, that's it.
you kind of got to throw a few bucks at this and that. But like I was talking to my friend Mike, he's a tech guy, and he said, you pay for your Instagram ads or your Facebook ads, and then they turn on the tap a little bit, right? And, a bit of this, and then suddenly they turn it off, and can we have some more money, and we'll do that again. And it's like,
Yep.
it's like next thing you know, they always upping the goal line,
SEO
right? It's
people did
like,
that to me. SEO people did that to me. I said, okay, fine, okay, let me give them a try. And instead of explaining to me everything at once, it's only going to take 3 months to do this. So you're paying for the first month because we're trying to get there's all these things, these steps. But I said, had you explained that to me in the first place, I could have got a budget. Now what's happening is you're gonna keep bothering me. I'm gonna keep telling you no.
yeah,
You're gonna keep bothering me. I'm gonna tell you no again. That you don't understand. I don't have the budget. Then you're gonna keep trying to give me a lower amount, which means you could have gave me the lower amount from the jump, and we wouldn't have had to worry about this.
Exactly.
So
Desperate to try and cling on to the idea of someone paying into something, right? It's like,
yeah,
it's like, and it's so many red flags out there, right? I mean, who knows who you go through and stuff and what you do. I mean, really, for me, I've never put any money in advertising. I've never really done it. I always think maybe I should, at some point, at least advertise locally for targeting, my market and stuff like that. But my market's so it's so all over the place. Typewriters, football. It's just who do I target it to, right? But it's I'm scared to turn on that tap and be bombarded by Mark Zuckerberg every 5 minutes asking for cash, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
How about you give me some cash, buddy? It's like, but
yeah.
it's become quite ugly, the social media marketing world. It's like it used to be when you remember when Instagram first started and you couldn't do reels. It was just a single post you could put up, and it was simple and it was easy to handle, and you could post your picture and that was it, and everyone had engagement. But now, unless you're putting up a reel that hooks people in and stuff like that, it's like people are like, next.
And
Like,
in the beginning, it was crazy, right? You post something, you would get like 700 likes or
yeah.
then all of a sudden it started trickling down. They said, "What the heck happened? They don't like me anymore."
Yeah. That's it, and all that's really happened is that the scrolling world has become so diluted that we're just a little tiny speck in a massive ocean. It's hard to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard to stand out. Unless you have something really magical.
You know what they say? They say, and I know this is true, that your emails is more powerful than social media. Your email list is the list because those are people that really want to deal with you. And if they don't, they can always just click off of it.
Yeah.
But they're interested to see your newsletters. They're interested to see your print sales and what you've been up to and all this kind of jazz.
Yeah.
So that's.
Did you guys put a lot into that, like into your emails and mailing lists and collecting and stuff like that?
I need to. I know I need to.
Yeah, I need to too.
I have a Substack, but it's been neglected for a little while. I was doing MailChimp, and I found it getting more and more confusing and just too many steps to do what I wanted to do. So I went to Substack, which is free, and it's basically like a blog, but people can subscribe to it and it's like a combination of a blog and newsletter, and I really like it because
I like it. I've seen it.
There's not a lot of crappy bullshitty buttons and effects. It's just text and pictures.
Okay.
So whatever you want and send it out like a regular newsletter, and people sign up, and then you can subscribe to other people's newsletters through that platform as well. So it's kind of like a little community, kind
Yeah.
of like back in the day when Blogger was around and all the old blog platforms like Flickr and all the things where there was more interaction with
Yeah.
people before social media kind of ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you didn't even see this coming, but man,
Yeah.
it's, wow, what happened?
Yeah.
I remember we just had a website was just good enough.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I realize how important websites are because what I found is talking to maybe older people, or like they don't have the Instagram. So
No.
if I'm concentrating all my efforts into Instagram, I'm only hitting people who subscribe to Instagram, right? And
Yeah.
there's mainly young people, and it's mainly kind of thing. So I'm looking for if you look for a different market level, like an older collector market kind of thing, then you're going to have to use your website because um,
Yeah,
yeah, because if you go out and meet someone, or I've met people before, and they said, "Hey, you got a card?" I said, "Here's a card." There's a link to my Instagram. Oh, Instagram, I don't know, but they want to go to your website, and
right.
unfortunately, that's where,
That's true.
yeah,
Because even having the cars, Dave, right?
yeah,
Like there's so many people that doing the thing with the tap this, but them
yeah,
older people,
yeah,
they don't want to see that. They like, what happened to the what's the car? What is that? I
yeah,
want to. Do you have a business card? I was the only one that had business cards out on one of the fairs, and they was like, man, we found water again. You know what I mean? It's like, look at
yeah,
this. Oh, you got. We don't do all that stuff that they do.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 and it's like if you Google search something, say if somebody Google searches in Vancouver, hey, custom shoes or something, right? That
right.
will go to my website, hopefully, but that'll go
Mhm.
to my website. And if I'm not updating my website, which I haven't been, and I want to say shout out to Battery Studios, Itchy, he told me when he built my website, and he's a good friend, he said, listen, man, I can do this for you, but it's up to you now. This is a living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
Treat it like a baby, feed it every day, water it, and that's how you're going to do it, right? And I said, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, tumbleweeds, man, because like my thing's like stuck in time. It's like from like
But
nothing.
you do want at least a couple times, Dave, because
You have
you
to,
don't want
yeah,
to forget how to do just like
totally,
in the
Yeah.
picture and I
yeah,
was
totally,
there for a minute. It's the person that did my site, oh my gosh, that's a whole nother story in itself, but I'm able to control it,
yeah,
and I don't need him as much, but I'm telling you, it's just when he was putting it up, he is calling me every single day, and
yeah.
now he's Casper. You know what I mean? I cannot get in touch with him at all. But that's all. But that's why I'm saying you need to stay on it yourself
Have
because
to.
that kind of things happen.
You have to, and that's from your website. That's where things spider out on the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Google thing world, whatever it is, right? It's like, if you put in something about like, oh, custom footballs or this and that and everything, and suddenly if that trickles out into the interweb world and then someone's searching custom footballs, then hopefully you get a hit, right? But it's going to go straight to the website first. And I've got a link to my Instagram on there, but I put all my effort and stuff, and it's really bad. I
Like,
put all my into Instagram, and I think I'm missing the mark here because the real value is back at the site. In Instagram,
yeah.
it's people to the site, right? So that's what you're supposed to do. But
So I posted some stuff last week. I was looking at my phone and I said, "Oh, what is this?" And it's Shopify. You got such and such amount. Fulfill it because now I got to fulfill it. I do a lot of drop shipping, and
okay,
yeah, so it's like I don't have to have the inventory unless it's like original, but it's so perfect because I see it. It lets you know exactly where it's going. It lets you know that the person received it,
yeah,
and that's still it's still here. The website is still your
yeah,
number one guy,
number
your
one
number
guy, yeah,
one business. Um,
Me, the art directors always come and look at your website first to find out who you are and what you
sure.
do and what your history is, because you can't
exactly,
show all that on social media. So I often hear about them like, oh, we checked out your website and scrolled way back and I found this and I love this. So it's like it's important to have that even just
yeah,
as
Yeah,
a record of what you're
yeah,
doing, like your
yeah,
CV and your in like shows you've done and
yeah,
anything that you've done in the past, just
hmm
as a way to build that side of yourself
yeah,
so that people can come back and see it when they're looking for someone like you.
Exactly, exactly. It was always good to have something fresh. Even just if you have a
Mhm.
carousel of work up there, rotate it out.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm saying all this stuff I don't do, you know, I'm like the
I
world's
don't
worst
don't
internet
do
guy,
a
right?
lot of it either.
You
I
know?
have
Well,
the
that's why we
intention.
here, Dave. It's like to keep everybody on point. You know what I mean? Like even if you're not doing it, don't feel bad about yourself. Just get
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I have to like kind of light a fire under my butt because
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got to I've got to put some content on there. And now we're talking about it now. It has actually motivated me a bit now
I'm
too.
telling you, because when I used to go to
Mm.
your site, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. The way you had the little miniatures and this and that. I'm thinking you big dog over here, but you telling me you're not? Come
I
on.
know, you know what? I just don't know. I just don't know how to get it up there and stuff. He's hooked me up with a great website, a WordPress website, whatever, right? And there's a little bit of back end stuff. And he's said, this is how you upload it. And he's given me all these cheat sheets and this is how you do it and everything. So, and he helped me anytime I need to, but he
So,
made it so easy for me just to upload and click and do this and click on that. He just gave me some steps and it happens, right? Even if I want to put up a post, it automatically sends out like a newsletter or something like that. And I'm like, I
Mhm.
have no idea. I don't even subscribe to my own website. I've never, I didn't even know that was a thing, right? So I'm like, well, I've got to learn a bit more about this because that like we said, that is your main hub, your
Mhm.
home storefront, right? That's your
now I
your
haven't
home
been
base.
blogging. I want to get back to my blog. I don't think I didn't. I haven't blogged since last year,
Yeah,
but I'll be back. I'll be back on that because that was fun. And when I look at it myself, I said, "Oh wow, this really does look more involved than what you would see online of
yeah.
me." You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah, you can
Instagram.
post longer posts and more
Yeah.
information and more pictures and
Hmm.
links to other things that you can't post on Instagram.
That's so
Right.
true, so true. Yeah, yeah. It
And
really
it's
is. I
good
mean,
for SEO.
blogging, you can really just say what you want to say. You just if
Yeah.
you just type from the heart, type how you're
Yeah.
talking, right? And just this is how I feel about it. This is how I've done this.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing right now. So I think it's a bit more. It's more pure and maybe connects better with people rather than doing the Instagram and trying to be all like mysterious art guy. And I'm like, ooh, amazing, wow, wow, wow. And it's like, fuck, And what I realized is no one's really interested in me, like posting time lapse and stuff like that. They just want to see the finished product and kind of get on with it, right? Get on with the thing. So come on, guys. I'm yawning, right? It's like, but
You
it's
know, Instagram is just that. It's so instant. Like once I'll be looking at something,
it's a blink.
and as soon as I get involved, they take it off.
Yeah,
Can't find it again. I say, oh, this is no good
yeah.
because I'm
It's
really interested in that.
yeah, it really is too fast paced for me, and it's like
Yeah.
you know, I drive the speed limit, or just under, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
25 years ago, I'd be like all over.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But,
But no, I know.
but now I'm
Like,
just like, I'm like Sunday afternoon in the country driving now, right? So I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, no rush to get there, but that pace is better for me. And I think a website pace and that would be way more better. I'm going to look into Substack too and see what that's all about because, and you guys talk about it and it's like, I think to maintain it, it's overwhelming for one person to have 50 platforms and 60 things to do. But I think
so
if you hone in and say, I'm going to hit this one, this is my top five, I'm going to put all my energy into, say, a Substack, website, Instagram, I'd say TikTok and a thing, whatever, and just keep it controlled, I think you might stand a better chance of, and cross promoting and stuff like that too, I think is important.
Yeah. I
It's
think I find it if you have like treat it like a job. Like today, my job is to post a Substack, and then
mm,
tomorrow, my job is to take pictures for the next one or something.
mm.
Like spread out the duties so it's not hitting you Sunday night. Oh fuck, I gotta get this
yeah,
done
yeah.
for
But
tomorrow.
I know.
but that's another problem about being your own boss is like it's like okay today I'm going to work, I'm going to post on my website, and then you go,
Yeah.
hey boss, can I have a day off? And it's like yeah,
Yeah.
okay, and it's like I'm just going to lie on the couch
Sure,
and
you
watch
can.
Netflix.
Yeah.
It's too
But
easy to give
don't do
yourself
that
a day
again
off, right?
tomorrow. All right.
So it's that motivation. It's like what we talked about last week. You got to go out, shake it off, go for a walk, clear your head, come back. It's like it's like we said, it's hard to do a 9 to 5 as an art job, right? It's like sometimes it's 5 to 1 a.m.
What are you? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? What are you? Are you the artist today? Are you
yeah,
the director?
Yeah.
Are you
yeah,
the quality control person? You looking at the
yeah,
site?
yeah,
So, oh, I need a break.
yeah.
Which one? Which one do you need a break? Oh, the artist.
And
Okay.
what do you guys think about when you post to um, have yourself in front of the camera more? I've experimented a little bit more, and what I found is, well, sometimes when I do a post, and I don't do it very often, but I've done it a couple of times where I said, "Hey, I'm going to post a bit more of me." Hey guys, this is me. I'm talking. When you put yourself on camera, I find my engagement jumps a lot because people are a bit more interested in kind of thing, and then rather than seeing something static. But do you guys feel that you would benefit more from being in front of the camera more and putting your personality more out there rather than just the work? Or because for me, it's just the work on mine. I don't really put much of my personality up there at all. I don't really,
Yeah.
you
It's
know.
just the work for me because I can't stand myself sometimes. I won't want to watch myself do that.
It's
And it's
tough,
like,
isn't it? It really is
well,
tough. I mean, I'm thinking, oh God, who's going to want to watch me? You
but
know?
what I learned and what we learned just by experimenting that time,
Yeah,
when you're here, they are really actually waiting for you. You're like, oh, for moi,
yeah,
wait for me. But it's one of them things where, like, I know I went live one time. I was at a event, and somebody said, "Hey, why weren't you talking?" And then it's like, oh, that's right. I can't. No, I realize I can't do both. It's either I'm doing it or I'm acting like I'm doing it. Like Kruger said, say I can act like I'm painting or I'm really painting, and that I decided to paint. So I said that's going to be boring. So that
yeah.
won't be me.
I know
Yeah.
it's amazing though.
Well,
I
it
think there.
won't be me until we figure it out. Like I think how we doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you think who you're targeting to? You're targeting to the general masses? Are you
Mhm.
targeting to collectors? Are you targeting to other artists? Because
Right.
if you do a time lapse or you do a demo, other artists are going to tune in for
Yeah.
that. Um,
Hmm.
if you do like someone who's just scrolling and enjoys football is not going to stop and watch an
Oh
art,
no.
right? So,
Hell
so
no,
it,
that's
it's all about who do you, and it is targeting, right? It's like, and
Yeah.
now, have you noticed now you can only do 5 hashtags
Oh,
on
I hadn't
Instagram?
noticed. I think that's a new change, isn't it? That they've
is
Yeah,
it?
done.
I like it
Yeah.
because I used to put fucking 30 hashtags, ridiculous up there, right? And then that just gets diluted too, right? It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, you know what I do, and I probably didn't notice it. Like I would get chat
oh
to
yeah,
correct what I do and
right.
put hashtags. So I didn't notice if it was only five.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's only 5. Yeah. They limited it now. So I don't know
Uh,
if it's a new thing or whatever, but I think it's fairly new. But I noticed that before because I was like, hashtag this, hashtag. It takes me fucking ages to do a post. I'm like, "Ugh." And then I got another thing open so I can look at, and then before I don't want to mess up this, but I'm like, I'm such a dinosaur. It's so painful to watch me try and
oh, it's either like
navigate the social media world.
oh yeah, we dinosaurs and robots because
Yeah.
like got to post today, got to post now. It's like you obligated this something that you're not really obligated to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And,
we
and,
act like we
and
are.
honestly, I'll be honest. I don't enjoy posting. Um, I just feel like I have to, and it probably reflects in some of my posts. Like they're probably just like, just throw it up there, kind of thing, you
You
know?
know what I start doing too? I'm with you, Dave, because I'm like, man, I want to post this, but I sound like, am I posting it? Does this one is this going to make me sound like I'm arrogant or am I
Mm.
showy or I'm trying to show off? But what you, I mean, you're just happy about things you're doing.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah,
and I see people that live life for the they turned into a TV star doing this year. You see him at the game, you see him at the beach, you
yeah,
see him at the award show.
yeah.
Everything thing is a post, and I just cannot. I'm not that. And,
Mm-mm.
I'm not even doing that, but I feel bad if I'm like, oh, I'm happy about this award I have. If I put it up there, am I going to feel? Am I going to be like I'm bragging, or am I just putting the award up?
No, I think you should put it up because
Yeah.
it's celebrating what you do, right? It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
validation and
right.
it's weight behind what you do, right? So
Yeah, and we know the answer to that. but
Yeah,
it's just like get over it
I know.
and live.
I think that's that. We all have that artist insecurity in us. It was like, and it's one of those things where we always think we could do a bit better, right? It's always like I'm always
Yeah.
analyzing. I should have fixed. Oh,
Mhm.
I should have fixed that. But the average person looks and goes, "Wow, that's amazing." But inside, you're like, "Oh, I really that corner, that one dot." You
That
know,
nobody sees.
but
Yeah.
because you remember the struggle you had while you were doing it, right? The
Yeah.
hours you put over the painting, right? And it's
Do
tough.
you ever talk about that in your posts? Like sometimes I'll point out things that I don't like and like, oh my God, what did I do here? And people actually love that. Like
Oh
they're like,
yeah,
because it shows that you're human and it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, I really messed this piece up. Look what I did. Isn't it terrible or whatever? But people are like, yeah, you're a person. You're not just some person on the screen. You actually have a heart and a brain and you're talking to me. I've done that too, kind of thing.
And it
So,
really does. It really does resonate with people, right? Because
Yeah.
when people feel frustrated with their work and stuff like that, to see someone else who they like their work and stuff and that, and follow
Mhm.
you and stuff like that, say, "Hey, where that happens to see
look,
too." That's
I'm
like
telling you.
it's
Well,
it
speaking of Kruger, I remember when I first seen him when we were doing the show. He came out the thing. I said, "Are you ready?" He said, "No." I said, what's going on?" He said, "That could be bad." I was like, "Bro, this is gonna be fun." Look at him. He's like, "I don't know. Might have a bad day. I might be a fraud," but he wasn't. You know
no,
what I mean?
that Clint Eastwood painting, man, is still
Yep.
like just blew me away, man.
Yep. But
Blew me-
everybody, it goes to show everybody thinks that of themselves because like, I don't know. I mean, only thing I can do is show up
Yeah,
and put the effort in.
yeah, exactly. But guys, I tell you, that was a good little conversation. And on that note, I have to look at our time and
Yeah, the time
I
again.
really enjoyed talking about this today, guys. And time goes really, really fast, doesn't it? It's really good, really
Yeah.
fast. But we will post another one soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hit like, subscribe. Any comments, throw them down below. Contact any one of us if you like. And we will see you all next week. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Cheers.